Welcome to the King-Abrams show. Samson Crouppen, it's so good to see you.
Oh, Schneig's, let me make you see me.
Can you see Samson?
Can you see? I'm kind of sitting here in the creeper corner of your apartment.
Well, that's where you need to be because you're just taking Dr. Brian King's place.
Yeah.
Creeping
I'm the guy in the corner who just watches everybody have sex.
You look like it. So you're fitting the role. Well done.
I look
No,
creepy.
we just had Dr. Brian King on the podcast, and then we were having some issues, various issues, of course.
His phone went out, man. So, Sam, when one white guy fails,
you got another one on deck. I always keep one on deck.
Sam has a backup white guy.
I do. I always have a backup.
Yeah.
Different kind of guys, I suppose, to be
I have a
truthful.
backup white guy, too. You have to, because they always break down.
Well, I'm glad you're here. We have an exciting show set up for tonight. I'm super happy to have our guest on. Some people's energy just cannot be matched.
True.
This woman, and the funny thing is, like, my niece just moved here from North Carolina. She's 33, right? She's never been on a plane before she came out here last Wednesday.
Never been on a plane.
Yeah, and then here I am trying to tell her, you don't understand the guest that's coming Thursday. This girl, she's the energy, the laughter, blah 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 blah, and it's hard to describe unless you can experience it yourself. You guys,
I believe she's never been on a plane before.
No. Well, when your ass is country and bumpkin like my people are, that's just how it be sometimes.
Where's she from? North Carolina?
North Carolina. She's my niece.
Carolina.
Yeah.
She must have been so disappointed.
Why?
Just because airplane, it's not as cool as it used to be.
Well, I think she was just happy that it wasn't like she didn't die by plane on the way here. That was her concern.
Yeah,
that's true.
I remember the first time I ever flew, I went from DC to New York City. And it was the first time I ever experienced turbulence. So we were sitting there, everything was fine. People were happy. I was happy. And then all of a sudden there was this ba-bump, ba-bump. And I just screamed at the top of my fucking lungs. My country ass. I had no idea. I didn't know what it felt like. So I screamed and everyone looked at me and I was embarrassed. So I tried to give her that warning.
Scary.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what it felt like. Fuck, it felt like the plane was breaking. I was like, why are these people so calm?
How old were you?
I was maybe 19, 20,
okay.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Dale Harrison, everybody, by the way.
Is she here?
She is here.
There she is.
There she is.
Sorry. I think now. Okay.
I'm trying to remember the first time we met.
I think it was it here?
Well, it might have been at Speak at the other location.
No.
I don't know.
No.
You went to the old location before.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you never have been to the old location?
No.
I don't know how I met you. I don't even know how I met you.
I met you though. I met you through Dell.
I met Samson because of you.
Yes.
Right.
But I'm trying to think of how did we meet?
The first time? I don't remember. What does that mean?
It was a comedy.
Must not have been that memorable.
It was a comedy orgy. We block those out. That's what's really going on, everybody. No, that's so interesting that neither one of us remember.
That's insane.
Someone introduced us. That's really crazy. Because I remember you. The reason I know Samson is because you invited me to some show you were having where there was like singing. You guys were singing.
It used to be the Dell Sam show.
Yeah,
the Dell and Sam show. We were
It was a great fucking show, man. And I remember you pulled me on stage to make me rap that time. So that was the first time I'd ever seen you perform. So we had met prior to that. You remember that, right?
I remember that.
But I don't remember anything before that. It was like a time machine. It was like a time machine planted me there that night.
Guys.
I can't either. I can't remember.
Give me back those brain cells I smoked.
You smoked them all, Dell.
Maybe that's what happened. I smoked you out too hard that night, and then
it was at a dispensary. That show.
Needless to say, I'm so glad that
No. I think it was at the Lyric Hyperion.
Yeah, that's where it was.
Okay, that place is closed now.
It is.
Yep, because they didn't listen to us. You know what I mean? They booked a bunch of alt comics, and the place closed down.
Wait, but
And
not because of
COVID.
the pandemic.
COVID
Exactly.
too.
If you
Because they
don't
didn't
book a
listen to you,
comment,
Sam.
'Cause they didn't
your
book.
story.
if you don't book
away,
a
I was like,
comment will
no,
be like, see, you should have booked. Yeah.
That's
No.
why you failed.
Yeah, but you know what? I be thanking the Lord. You know, always gonna bring the Lord into it.
Yep.
I be thanking the Lord when I don't partner with a place that doesn't share my vision, because they just gonna drag my vision down.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know, we asking them to build up. We got a dope show, but they would always be calling us like at the last minute. So
Right.
how can we properly
great show.
promote? You know what I mean? Like, we can't fill the place up if we're just like, all right, guys, what y'all doing Thursday? It's Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we would still
He would give us
do.
the spot because hey, somebody canceled. Can you and Dell pull a show together? And we're like, sure, but don't penalize us for not being able to.
Yeah,
have an
can you get
audience.
people in the seats though?
But we
Right.
never
And
not
no,
had an
not
audience. We
before.
always had an audience.
Right.
We never not had an audience.
Right.
Even if it was 10 people, we always had an audience.
It was a really amazing show. For
Yeah.
those that don't know, Dell Harrison and Samson Crouppen were hosting this comedy show that had also little sort of
A
improv,
live band,
Yep, we had the live
improv
band.
bits with
improv
comedians,
sketches,
stand up, and then also it's not karaoke, but it's definitely freestyle
the
rapping.
comedians
we
had to make up a song
Right.
That's
at
right.
the end of their sets
Yeah.
with the band.
How much fun?
That
was
was so
fun.
much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
That was
so
dope,
much
man.
fun.
So yeah, D's nuts to Hyperion. Are they just closed, empty?
Actually,
Dark
you know what?
inside,
Shout
or-
out to Hyperion, because they still was calling us. Like, so
Yeah.
I want to leave.
Okay, we'll take these nuts back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
deal with those later.
They were
barely calling
These
us,
badge.
yeah.
These badge.
These
You know,
badge, it's better, less
Yeah,
derogatory
these
when it's the badge.
Yeah, because badge is like a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
when you say these nuts, it's like, nobody
Yeah,
don't want
nobody
that. But
wants
like
that.
these badge, guys, we're still wishing you the best.
Yeah.
D's badge.
These
Hyperion.
badge. These lips.
D's lips. That's good. I like that. Well, thank God for that show, and I just one of the most fun times I've ever had out in the show, and I'm not just saying that. It was just such a great night.
Yeah.
And it was the energy that I enjoyed the most, not only from you but also from Samson. This
Yeah.
man sounds just like, I was like, if you close your eyes, like he almost sounds black, like you can tell he's white, but he has that
Hilarious.
soul.
But guys,
Right.
you've got soul.
You've
know
got
what I'm saying?
soul, right.
Super duper doesn't sound black,
Right.
but got
No.
It was a
If
great
you-
time.
Same thing in bed.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
soul. What? Does
Oh,
you sound
man.
black? But
Yeah, I sound black. Ooh.
it
Ooh,
sounds
yeah.
black.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you guys, he's a hit. He sounds.
Is
black
that
in
what you
bed.
think black people sound like? When they're
I'm not even gonna go there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's make those jagged edges smooth.
Oh my God.
How about
You're exactly right.
Sam when we talked about how black people have a playlist when they have sex?
Yeah.
But white people
Don't
in
play
general
music.
do not. We don't play music while we fuck. I tried to put on Pandora station with Liz and I one time, and it was like booty music. And she was like, turn that off. She was like, pop that pussy, yeah, come on.
Whoa, God.
And Liz was like, that's disgusting.
I think I would have had.
It was a
to
little
off.
dirty.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
It's
I
a little
got
much.
to-
No,
We just need the rhythm.
Turn on pop that.
I know.
Turn
Yeah.
on R.
I
Kelly.
know.
Right.
Too.
Just need that beat.
Seems like
Which-
you're ready.
Right. Some
Yes.
R&B, which goes
Yes.
back to my point. I knew I didn't know what I was doing. So I put on booty rap, trap music. It was terrible.
Gross.
You know what? Can we put out a message to all non-blacks that, guys, when you're trying to relate to the blacks, you don't pull out rap
The
music.
blackest shit you could.
Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, people be like I'll be in the Uber and some like young
Right.
white guy will turn on like some Too Short.
Oh, he'll turn
I
on some
don't-
Too Short, yeah.
Every time I
Guys.
get in a lift, they turn on
Yeah.
rap.
Like,
Yeah.
So annoying.
Go ahead and turn on some like Maxwell and like that. You know you really down.
Got it.
You got some more topic.
Right,
You got
right.
some Badu, you know, some old like neo soul, like, you know, when
Yeah.
Hit me with some Herbie Hancock. Like
Right. Some jazz.
Who?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
That's
I think most white people do
She
that.
said no.
You still gonna be like now you're on the opposite spectrum. still, Herbie Hancock is cool, but
that just reminds me when I was a kid. Now we're maybe the same age ish.
We are.
I think so.
Yeah.
And so remember back when we were kids, there were no black stations. You had to listen to like Daryl Hall and Oates, and like that was it. It was just
METHODOFLOVE, the method modern love.
No, here she comes.
Yes.
Watch out for she'll take up.
Oh,
here
she
comes.
comes.
She's a man eater. Guilty as charged, Your Honor.
You gotta have faith, the faith. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but no, there was still like it was all of our black music was like underground. Like that's what made rap so popular is they had to get out there and they had to push it to non-radio, like it wasn't on the radio.
Tapes.
We would still get
right out the trunk of the car.
Yeah, we would hear other people playing it. We'd be like, "Who is that?"
Yeah,
and we would go find it.
Right.
I don't even know where we would find it, but it was
And then it started playing on the radio, like in the late '80s.
Yeah,
right. That was crazy. So yeah, there are a lot of differences between cultures when it comes to like sex and like how we manage that, and huge differences, of course, between the sexes. Men and women, apparently, we know that men and women look at sex differently. Yeah, women are much more emotional. Yeah. It's very connecting.
We have to have the emotional attachment. You know what I feel like? I want to put this camera up because it's not. I need it at this angle right here.
Mean,
like,
how can we fix that?
I don't know if we can do that.
You pull that drawer out of there.
Hold on, Del. Let me come over to you.
Maybe I can just put it up. Because I feel that like it's like underneath. I feel like I
you look good.
Yeah,
Santa Claus.
You look great.
No.
I think you're being a little.
You're just being self-conscious.
I am. Let me check it out.
It looks great.
Okay, great. Because
do you want to see what I'm looking at?
I need to see it.
Yeah, there you are.
Oh, I like
you look great.
I like that.
You look great, Bill. You look great.
It wasn't before because I'm sure it's like that.
So what do you think about that, Dale? Are you are you in a relationship? How did you weather the pandemic? How are you weathering that sexually?
Yeah, I am. When you date the Lord, you have everything you need. I'm serious. Like it's crazy, and I have never admitted this to anyone before. But I am abstinent. Was abstinent all the pandemic because first all of my family for a part of the pandemic.
Okay.
Then the Lord just really blessed me so much with my own, spot in the pandemic.
Good.
But it's
you're not really dealing with those complications.
I'm not dealing with the complications, but this is what I want to say too is you do be getting everything you need from the Lord. Sometimes I will have like an intense dream, like where it feels like I have been entered. Not no.
The Lord bless you with some sexy dreams.
Like in a dream, like daughter, I know exactly what you need.
Okay.
Like you know what I'm saying? And it's not like, oh, I'm waking up like, oh, I had this like what, like it'll be like I'm asleep and it's like my body is like treated. You know what I'm saying? So
I want some of them dreams.
I'm talking about me. Like I don't even be like I want more of those, but like I have noticed it twice, like distinctly twice. Where it feels like there has been some activity and not like I can't explain it, but like I'm telling you, I'm filled up, because
so you are literally dating the Holy Ghost.
The Lord. So you're having sex in your dreams. Wow.
Like the Lord is like, come to me.
Literally. Come on, man.
And I will give you rest.
I can't touch this. I'm so scared.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I didn't get any through the pandemic. But I mean, I've got guys, I have gotten enough to hold me over for my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm not pressed because I don't want to keep getting the wrong kind of intimacy.
Right. Sure.
The intimacy with the wrong person. I want what Sam and Liz has. Like 25 years with somebody, like that's a straight partner, like, and it has to, it's I only don't have it yet because I have not been the one, like, because I've been the one choosing. If I had waited and let the Lord choose, I would already have him by now. But I've been like, Lord, you taking too long. I see what I got to do right here. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll meet somebody and I'm a visual person, so I'll be like, did the Lord must have sent him, because I said I wanted to date. That's from the Lord, and that's directly from the devil. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, let's talk about some of your previous relationships, actual sexual relationships, and what we're trying to determine is on a baseline, like women, like even if you've never studied psychology or read a study about, the sexual study, men and women are very different.
Yeah.
Right. From the Commonwealth female perspective is that men are perhaps selfish in bed. Have you ever experienced that?
See, that's where I gotta disagree.
Really? You've been lucky then. You've been lucky.
I have been. That's why I be feeling like he must be from the Lord.
He's not selfish.
But then that personality be like straight from the devil.
Damn.
But I'm talking about like, yes, because I have definitely had some, emotionally, not emotionally, like sexually generous dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, if the sex is bad, that's really where I get the like selfishness. Like,
sure,
okay,
ain't working out.
I'm telling you, my body, she spots when it's good. She knows when it's good. I don't even know when
you
it's
got
good.
That good radar happening.
I'm talking about my body has it. I don't even have it. So my body, like, she responds when it's time. That's how I know.
Okay.
And guess what? And they recognize me as well. You know what I'm saying? Like it be a long time in between, but I have been lucky.
You have been
where but I definitely have like I definitely dated somebody where they were kind of selfish.
Selfish.
They were kind of selfish because there was no more chase there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When the chase is present, that is when the giver is present. You know what I mean?
Right.
When the chase is gone, then here comes the selfishness. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think that's sort of I think that might be I don't want to say maybe slightly intrinsic in the male sort of biology or psychology, because you hear stories, right, of women being in marriages or long-term relationships and they're not being satisfied, and you hear other stories where men just don't know how to chase. Those like, as soon as they get the girl, then they stop the chase. Yeah. Right. But we're women. We what works on Wednesday might not work on Thursday. You got to try something new.
Yes.
We want to be pursued.
Yes.
Right.
But the same for men too. What works on them on Wednesday
might not
work on with them on Thursday.
No, I think they're a bit simpler.
I don't know. I'm pretty easy.
Pretty simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're also married too, so
that's true.
Anytime you can get it, you're just like, is it Thursday? Is it Wednesday? I don't care what day it is. I love it.
I'm always ready.
Hands
down, ready to go.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm getting at. So I was looking at a study, was trying to come up with the show topic, and I usually pick the show topic based on the guest that's coming in, and it was like, okay, I know Dale is having sex dreams with the Lord, so she's not. So I just happened upon a study about a study actually on autism. And as you know, and some of you listeners know, one of my daughters, my youngest daughter, has autism, very mild case, so she's certainly high functioning. But the study was a sex-based study, and what it did, it drew a comparison between the way men strategize and acquire sexual relationships, including marriage relationships or casual relationships, and in contrast to women. So essentially, the study is saying that women, and I think they're calling it, the theory they're calling it is empathizing - systemizing the theory. Empathizing - systemizing theory. And that women, when we acquire sexual encounters, that we are essentially basing that on how we empathize with the person that we're interested in, right? Well, when we're being sexual, what we're doing, we're really considering whether it's being, whether it's pleasing to our partner, and a lot of emotional based decisions. And then men are more strategic. They're more systematic when it comes to how they acquire sexual and maintain their sexual relationships. And so I was looking at this and thinking, in my relationships, when I have encountered selfish lovers, it sort of makes sense. It's almost like, okay, the science works out, because if you think about it, you know, autism, the spectrum disorder, right, which I know an awful lot about, when they have severe cases, it's, remember Rain Man, it's everything is very logical. There's not a whole lot of emotions or these decision making that's happening. And so I wanted to know if we could pick that apart. Could you relate to that? But you said you've been very lucky. You haven't had a whole lot of selfish lovers.
But I think that, because also too is I like to be in relationships with my lovers. You know what I'm saying? So that there's a different, there's a different aspect to the hookup, because I think when you're in a relationship with a guy, they have some sort of empathy. They want to please you. Period. They want to please.
What about all these married women that are out here complaining that they've been, married for 10, 20 plus years and have never achieved orgasm?
I think they have a systematic marriage.
Maybe.
No, seriously, because I can't even imagine being married to a man where that is like when money disappears, we have each other's chemistry. We have the to be held.
Right.
If you're marrying for a lot of people feel like you can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women go into relationships with at least he's secure.
Right,
he got a good
right,
job.
right.
No, the Lord wants us to have it all.
Right.
We should.
He's
have
a
it all.
selfish lover.
Yes.
And he's this and that, but he's a
secure,
provider.
But
right.
No,
you know what I'm settling.
saying?
Yeah.
So you've chosen to go into the relationship with a person you wasn't getting that from the get-go. But then also too is also you being selfish to yourself if you have not taught this person how to please you.
Yeah.
Because you need to get off. You know what I'm saying?
But I think, what I think it stems from? I think it's kind of a perpetuating sort of system. Like, even if a guy is selfish, I feel like a lot of women have this complex that probably stems from how shit was back in the 30s when, like, okay, you had an orgasm for your husband. Bitch, you a witch. We finna burn you at the stake. Like, it was like,
wait,
no.
illegal to have an orgasm?
Not illegal. I'm not saying it was illegal, but to be a sexual woman, to pursue sex, to ask your husband back in the 1930s or 40s to do something for you sexually in bed, that wasn't something that was common.
No, I think it wasn't something that was talked about because the women in the 30s was free. They had 11, 10, 8, 9 kids. So they had the sex.
Is that because she wanted to fuck, or is that because hubby wanted to fuck?
That's because they wanted to have sex, because there's no possible way you could be having 8 kids. Like, they just straight putting them in there, putting them in there. Like, that don't say to me that's no horrible sex life.
So let's rewind back to like the 1940s, somewhere in the 1940s or 50s, right? Is it okay for a woman to openly admit to being really highly sexual, even if for her husband, just a highly sexual woman? I don't think it was. I don't think culturally it was acceptable.
I don't think,
and I don't think men were spending a lot of time trying to make their wives orgasm back then either. That's the point. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I mean, I can imagine that it wasn't as popular for a woman to be forthright with the way she is in bed, because even in the I listen to my auntie talk, and she'd be like, "Oh, that's crazy. He talk up under a woman's clothes." And that was a saying that they used, like any sex talk outside of the bedroom that was shunned. So now this is a person that was born in the 60s, and she's using this term in the 2000s. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like their lies, or in the 50s actually. So, and she's using that term, back in like early 2000s. So there lies that mentality, but I can't imagine women not being satisfied, or the man not wanting to satisfy, because satisfactory sex is so natural. The body yearns to get off. So those women of the 40s, I can't even imagine it being a whole generation of women that just don't expect to get off, like when they got 10, 11 kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, just because you have a lot of kids doesn't mean you're having orgasms. If you look at some of the readings, like Masters and Johnson's did a whole lot of, studies and research back then, and they did a lot of studies on sort of how women and men reach orgasm, and a lot of
they did it on black people, or they did it on just white people? Because
I'm sure, I don't know, but I imagine it was mainly white people. That's basically what they study in this country when they do any kind of study. No matter what.
We can't even talk about
we can't talk.
We can't even talk about that study, because they're like, one thing about like us as a people, like people period want to get off, not just us as a people.
I think I have to disagree. I mean, I don't have the data, but I feel like you've been lucky. I feel like you're saying that you're about the same age, and you've had mainly partners that were not selfish. I don't think that that's a common experience for women. I think that a lot of women have a frustration in that area, whether they're having casual sex or whether they're in full-on long-term relationships. I feel like you've been lucky.
I mean, I've definitely had some, less than lucky experiences.
Right.
But also, I feel like
so you don't think men are autistic in bed? According to the study that Cambridge did in 2018. I
feel like men are autistic in desire. They want something, systematically.
Right.
They want to have sex 3 to 4 times a week.
Right.
That's where it's systematically. But like a person being like, now, I need you to start right here and do like that. Autistic, people are usually programmatic, you know what I mean? Like they're very intelligent, right. So they need, things in this pattern. I don't feel like I feel like men are still desiring foreplay. They're desiring different foreplay. They're desiring different ways to start sex. Right. But I feel like they're autistic when it comes to the amount of sex they need. They're autistic when it comes to the days they need. You know what I mean? Like, like I you go from one day a month to, that I feel like one day is a month, like we need to know as women or as a partner, how often he would want to have sex where he is satisfied. That's where they go systematically at.
Do you feel like, you're a better lover because you empathize with your lover, and then maybe is that empathy is that an important factor in being able to
that's important. I can't get off unless I have the empathy for you. In fact, that's where sex goes south for me. You know what I'm saying? Because if I stop empathizing with you, or I lose any kind of emotional connection to you, trust for you, that's where that's where it's where it ends. Bye. You know what I'm saying?
Right, especially with women, because we're so emotional, right? Even though I claim to be sort of unemotional, when I have had deeply emotional sexual experience, and then I've had very casual sexual experiences. There's still an emotional component, no matter what.
This brings me to another point too, is whenever I meet a woman that's quote unquote unemotional, when it comes to attachment to guys, right? Because I feel like as a woman, we're naturally attached. We naturally want to be attached. We want to be called someone's woman. But I do run into the woman that is, I don't need to be attached.
Right. Like me, I don't always need to be attached.
Okay. But every time I run into one of those women, they are unsexually satisfied. Every single time, because it is like, to be held, to be claimed, for this man to be the one calling you. There's no way to grow if you're already sacrificing attachment. Like, that's where my
grow where in the relationship,
sexually, like you have to, like, when my sex begins like I begin sex with a person, we may have some natural chemistry and it's good then, but the relationships have grown in orgasm, grown in everything, because we are growing the emotional attachment. And this is
for you, because you have a different experience,
but also too
than me, for example. Right.
Well,
Yeah, I started fucking when I was 5 and drinking. And so I certainly have a different experience all the way at almost 47.
Absolutely.
In terms of how I process my sexual and emotional attachment.
Yes.
So I'm certainly satisfied in my sexual relationship now, and I was unsatisfied in the previous one and unsatisfied in my marriage relationship, but there have been some very satisfying sexual relationships that I was not emotionally involved in. You might not be able to relate to that because we have a different programming in our history.
Okay, absolutely. I can totally agree with you there. The different programming will lead you to not be attached. I also came from abuse, 9 years old, someone abused me, taking a lot of drugs and fasting, having sex with also people. But then I also, and also too, I just want to go back to that period of taking a lot of drugs, being promiscuous. That is where I did not have sexually satisfying experiences at, when it was the fly by night, not knowing the value of my body or myself. The minute I took some therapy and started to claim the value that, because before then I didn't even like masturbate, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because someone had touched me there. So it would remind me this. So I could never, every time somebody would try to go to the same
So that's
spot,
where the therapy helped you sort of make sense of all of that.
Release the guilt, and release
the shame,
me being able to, the shame,
sure,
but also me being able to now experience that sensation and be set free.
And okay, I can totally relate to that.
Yes.
Absolutely can relate to that.
Yes,
absolutely.
So but I wasn't talking about you in particular. I have other people in mind where it's just like, I have spoken with them and it's been like, oh, I'm not attached, but then it's just like, they're just like, I wish somebody could get me, like, they're almost 40 years old and have never had a orgasm, but have had men after men after men after men after men. And it's because,
well, I lived that life. And then there came a point, like you said, when you get therapy, when you start to really, congregate all of these experiences and all these current feelings. And then you figure out, all the shit you pack, all the trash you picked up, what am I going to discard? And then of those that I'm going to keep, how can I augment it so that it can fit my life?
Yes.
So eventually, if you keep working on yourself, you can find that personal, let's see,
satisfaction,
that level of that level of comfort. Right. Because I'm at the place right now where I do not want to get married again. That's just where I am. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather have my own, space, and my children. I have 2 daughters, right? When I get old, like they can take care of me, whatever. But I just don't want to have that same type of love connection that I tried for before. Not in a marriage context, but I definitely do still want to have sex. So I have to figure out how to balance that.
Yes. And if you don't mind me asking, what is the reason you don't want to, so you want to have sex with just different people, or you want to find one person to have sex with?
No. I just
not marry
I don't know. I just want to have one person have sex with. Like right now, I've been seeing a guy it's going to 2.5 years, and I'm never gonna marry him. He's never, I don't even want to fall in love all the way. But we have a satisfying sexual arrangement. That's what, and there's respect, there's laughter, there's sex, and I will never ever, hopefully, catch feelings for him. And so that it might not be something you can relate to or understand.
You could be satisfied,
but I'm happy with that.
Feelings.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but then also, also too, does he smoke weed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because substance sex is a different, like you can do it because now you have something that's introducing a feeling where you're able to satisfy that feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like orgasms and giving pleasure, exchange of pleasure. It's all about, it's just pleasure.
Yeah.
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 We're on two different planes. I know it.
I know.
We've talked. I know you.
You know me. I as soon like
you can't have sex with a man unless you really like him. I know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
I can absolutely have sex with a man.
Chemistry.
If I don't.
Like, we need to have fire chemistry. And then if we have sex, and then the next day we need to be like straight up on our way to the chapel, because other than that, I'm not like you anymore.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why we're on different planes.
Yeah.
But I think that no matter what plane you are on, that it's important to apply your emotionality to whatever comfortable degree in your sexual relationships. Yeah. Like, I've figured out how to balance that. You know, I don't want to fall in love, but I certainly care about him. I care about what he cares about. But if something happened and I couldn't see him anymore, I would not be devastated. And so that's the fear. That's fear of being hurt. That's where it comes from. I admit that part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared of getting hurt.
Yeah. So that's where the fear of the marriage is too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that's a very hard feeling. I know, but in order to like experience, well, I can't even see.
Well, I've been married before, and so I know parts of it. Yeah. Like, okay, it'd be nice to be in love with someone and have them love me back and feel safe in the area. But if I don't do that, then that's okay. I'm not gonna feel shame and guilt about my life. It's like whatever. But the other pieces to marriage, like having someone live in your space and like the lack of privacy, and like you have to give up a certain degree of independence. You can't be no independent woman and then have that. You got to give up some of your independence. Yeah, that's the part. Those parts are what I'm not.
Yeah, no, I keep saying to myself, I want my husband to just live right next door. You know what I'm saying?
Right, not in the same house. See, we might be on the same page. We don't even know it.
I keep being like, maybe he could get an apartment right here next door. I could just go over there for a few days a week, because I do like the own space. But I feel like also too, when you have a big enough space, then you can have your own space, because our grandparents, they slept in different rooms.
That's right. Then we need to go back to that.
Years.
We need to go back to that.
Back to that. Yes. Like, a lot of people be having their man cave, they be having their own little space, because I feel like we're constantly, when we be like, I don't want this, we're imagining that they're going to be up in here, and then we're already feeling crowded up in here. Right. But no, you know what I mean? We're going to be having someone where, the space is going to be extremely large.
Because we're going to be rich, bitch.
Yes. Yes. Right. So, that's why I am looking forward to it, because I do like the connection. I like that we can grow, because I do feel like I want to grow with you sexually as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many ways sexually to grow.
Sure. And I feel like I'm getting that piece. Definitely growing in terms of not only the repertoire, but also, did I say that right? But also the that's that empathetic bone kind of has to grow for you to really just be able to understand and grow in that sexual language.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
To really get to know someone.
To really get, and also to be telepathic. Because that's really what I enjoy about us, a relationship, having feelings for each other, and we get to have sex, is because there's some things we don't even need to communicate on. Right. You know what I mean?
And I think that's what the study that's the piece that the study is pointing to, because in general, men don't empathize. They can do it, of course, but they don't do it as well as we do. Like, it's hard for them to look at a baby and be like, hey, the baby looks uncomfortable. Meanwhile, we like, no, fix the shirt. And like, we can see it.
That's where I go straight man. Right there. Like, when I look at a baby, I'd be like, all right, guys, next, get this child out of here. That's where I'm straight autistic at. Like, okay, guys, I don't have any kids, and I want them right up. Guys, where your mama at?
Yeah.
Let's get them.
So the study is basically saying that men, because they're less empathetic, then they are therefore systematic when it comes to not only how they acquire sexual relationships, but also how they conduct themselves in bed. And so that it's not as easy for them to be empathetic. Like, we can look at his face and his body language and kind of tell what he might need next. What is the next step? But men have a harder time doing that. And so that's the correlation that they made. Like if you look at sexual studies on just autistic people and then men, there are so many similarities. That's what Cambridge is saying. So we
Cambridge, I need y'all to start doing Black surveys. You know what I'm saying? Because this sounds like another like white report. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like you know, because Cambridge ain't no one known.
Yeah, I think white people and Black people are fucking different. Like Kim Kardashian apparently said all Black football players fuck the same.
And ain't
so
been,
yeah, there's some
ain't
differences.
Been Black back to the white race since you started. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, I don't
that's not being your experience
with but I'm saying like I don't think that they are, you know, because to say most men, like I know some straight porn stars and they will and not like physical porn stars, yeah, I'm talking about like some people that have like mastered connecting with you emotionally, even as for that time they know what to do.
Okay.
So I can't be, you know, to be like a man, like, you know what I'm saying, like to be like, oh, most men don't know what to do. No, that's all the men in Cambridge, guys. I don't know what's going on in Cambridge, but Cambridge, hilarious. Y'all need to represent. Okay, I need y'all to comment.
You know, yeah, and it may be you're right, like because I mean I know you and I heard you talk about this subject before. You are really creating a deep connection before you're jumping in the sack with a man. And so
I want to, or yeah. a deep chemistry. Right. Like I'm telling you, I don't activate until my body gets next to that one. Right. And she's definitely like, she definitely feels the chemistry with people often, but it'll be like that one that we're just like, oh, okay, you're next. You know what I'm saying? But you know, though, you know, again, it's been like straight connection, like straight connect. The only time we are not connected is if we do not like each other anymore. And that's where it's like, all right, we're both systematic. It's time to get out of here because you know what I'm saying? Because that's, you know, that's.
And you'll end a relationship quickly in the beginning if you see weird red flags like that. You will. Was that something you will do? Or do you kind of give them a chance to?
I think I know immediately, like the last guy I dealt with, you know what I'm saying? It was just all about chemistry. I could hear the Holy Spirit the whole time being like, this guy's not the one. Right. Even, you know what, even so crazy is the day after we like had sex, I'm talking about it was like downright amazing. And I'm talking about I needed every ounce of it. It was every single thing of my body. He cracked my back before he cracked my entire body like a straight chiropractor. Like, you know what I mean? Like before we even had sex. But then when I lay on his like chest right here, like, you know, in the middle of the night, I was like, ooh, this seems so weak and feeble. He is not a good person. Like, guess what?
He needs some more pectorals.
Yes.
It was like, just the energy you got.
It was that weak, like, you know, when it's like a person that like that they about to be like around, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's usually like it's like rock hard. Like and it doesn't matter like size. I'm talking about it's like lean on me. Like I know it.
You didn't feel
like
okay.
This was like
you might fall off. Like you might
like,
break.
I'm immature. Like you know, I only like look good. Like and sure enough, it was like it turned out to be shallow. Just like that.
Right.
That's the right word. It was shallow. And I remember even thinking to myself, ooh, why is his shoulder all weak? And like, cause like, you know, this is a statuesque, tall, 6'2", 6'3" kind of guy. You know, you'd be feeling like, oh, you know, he's athletic, but it's not like muscular athletic. It's like just kind of out of jail athletic. You know,
so it sounds like what you're saying is fuck the studies and fuck what you heard, what you've been through. If the chemistry is on deck, then the sex and the relationship will also automatically be on deck.
No, I can't say that. I can say the chemistry needs to be on deck. The emotion needs to be on deck. And then the intention needs to be on deck. Because if we have those three things in sync, then I'm talking about
the sex is going to be amazing.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Got it.
Chemistry, emotion, intention. Because that way, you know what I mean? The person has the same intention as you. They're sharing your emotion, but also too, not to say
I have that. We have the same we have the same intention not to catch feelings. So same difference.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not like y'all about to be in love then.
No,
because
that ain't happening.
That's not, you know, your cheekbones already raising when you're talking about them.
Girl,
so
please. Girl,
so
please.
you know,
ain't no love. I'm in love with a man. I just can't. He just ain't got the energy to. He's a mess right now. So I'm not. So he's not the guy that I'm seeing. I can't see the guy that I love. So this is the guy's interim. So we can't catch feelings.
Okay, this is what I want to respond to though. You said scratch all the surveys. No. Okay. I think we need to like on part 2. Let's look up all the Black surveys.
There's none. They don't study Black people. You know, yes, they study a bunch of college kids. We don't sign up for studies. We don't sign up for studies. And when they do go to get their studies, their subjects, they go to colleges, and these kids like, you know, take $15-$20 to go do these studies, and it's a bunch of white kids.
I think you need to do your own then, because
so that's a great idea.
You know what I'm saying? I think you need to poll your people on your page.
That's a great idea.
Need to send 20 DMs.
Our men autistic, our Black men autistic in the bedroom.
Send out 20 DMs.
Is it just white guys? Which is it, Samson?
I don't think
Here
Samson
I go asking white people again.
Because Samson has had a wife for 25 years. And guess what? When Samson used to come to we had the Dale Sam show, I caught him squeezing her butt real hard. Like when he had gotten like, you know, we used to be smoking weed on the balcony. He had cuffed her butt, and it was like almost to the cat. And I was like, they got some good chemistry.
Yeah, they've been married for 20, whatever it is.
So I think that again, it's like it's probably those college kids in Cambridge that don't know what they're doing. But I feel like right on the King-Abrams show page, get a poll,
get a survey.
Going. You get a survey going. Get a poll on your story, get a poll on your Facebook page. And I feel like you could, on part 2, we're going to read the results.
See what's really going on.
Y'all can put it in the comments too. Y'all put it in the comments.
I thought it was an interesting study because it sort of, I guess, gave those men who are selfish in bed, there's a lot of them, an excuse, sort of an explanation. So I thought it would be an interesting study, but you've clearly had a different experience.
I feel like when a man is selfish in bed, it's because that's not his girl. He don't like her.
I don't know. I was married to a man who I consider to be selfish. He was married to me, and he was, you know, and because here's the thing with, you know, not to call him out, but I think a lot of men fall in this category where they get offended because sex is a learning experience. I mean, what comes naturally may not work, right? Whatever you think she might like, she might not like. You know, there's back and forth communication, and he had a problem with that. You know, I'm no drill sergeant, but I got accused of being one. Put it that way. And I think that it was frustrating for him to try and overcome these obstacles when he just wanted what was happening naturally to work. So, and it just became a selfish thing.
Problems in his new relationship too.
Because I don't know anything about his new relationship.
No, meaning like I feel like that's what I'm feeling, because anybody who like when you like usually when I have a man that is frustrated at what I'm telling you I need,
right,
I'm willing to do whatever pleases you,
right.
But if I'm telling you what I need and that's irritating you,
right,
we don't have no more relationship.
That's selfishness.
Because when you like a person, you want to do, like, you're pumped up. Like, I'm telling you, this makes me more moist. You don't want the moisture. You just want the rough, dry. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to do what you want to do, but I'm not as turned on.
Right. And I think, I don't know where his frustration really evolved from, because we didn't get all the way there, right? We tried counseling in this, but we didn't work. We were married for 8 years. But I can't imagine that he's the only one. I know that I'm not the only one dealing with that kind of thing.
Did y'all start? Oh,
there's a cat.
My word.
Yeah. Remember the cat?
I remember.
Sorry. I tried to lock him up and then he got out. He got out. Wait, you were saying?
But I was asking, did y'all ever start with great sex?
We waited until we got married to have sex, and that's where I think we fucked up. But that's my opinion.
Oh,
we started with sex, and we had a lot to learn, and he was just frustrated by the whole thing. He was almost a virgin when we got married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
my
my point, everybody's got different. Yeah, no, he didn't have very much confidence. I did. It scared my confidence, scared him, and it is what it is.
That ain't on you.
Well, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not. It's not on either of us. It's just we didn't fit. But what I'm saying is, I think that there are a lot of men that probably share that same kind of token of insecurity. Maybe I don't know how you would sum it up.
Usually not with a person that they like, though, because I'm talking about when they like, when a man is like into a one, there's nothing he won't do. Like
that's not true in every case. He don't even fucking know what. Some of them don't even know what to do. Like they didn't know what to do. We were in love there. I guarantee you that he was in love with me and I was in love with him, and we didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do, and neither did I, in terms of fixing the situation. So even though he might be in love with a woman, does he know what to do? Is he being systematic or empathetic about his sex choices? That's the subject, right? I think you've been very lucky, and I think that you have a point. That I think that when men feel connected with the woman that they're with, that they try harder, but some of them don't have it in them, and some women don't have it in them either, because of whatever baggage I think they have.
Yeah,
right.
Baggage plays.
Right. There's a lot involved.
Plays a huge part in unsatisfaction, you know, on both parts, you know. But I might need to call up some of these exes and loan them out to people.
There it is. There it is. You've been blessed. You have been blessed.
I'm talking about
in that area.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Like, yes, because I've definitely had some, I've had some bad experiences, but we didn't like each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's the whole, like, even that guy I was just talking about, like, it was the most, I just like, he cracked my back. He came out here to visit me, and it was like no like whatsoever, and we never wind up having sex because it was just like, no, I need you to do this, and he was just like, oh, I just wanted to do this, and I was like, turned off for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Right. No, boo boo. We need to like because there's no like. You're not selfish. You just don't like me. Like you are a giver when you like me. You know what I'm saying? But when
was he? Are you sure about that?
Extreme.
Okay.
Like every time we was hooking up for like 6 months. Every time I was hooking up.
So you're saying selfish lovers don't exist? It's just that they don't really like the person they're with? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
I'm saying that
there are definitely men that are fucking their wives selfishly and will always do that and love their wives. And they're fucking and that's happening.
Yeah. And they partner.
I believe that.
They partnered up wrong.
Yeah, well, that happens. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like me and my ex-husband, 8 years, we partnered up wrong. But we decided to end the marriage, and some people stay in it.
Yeah.
We're out of time. Dale, you are a very dynamic and funny comedian on stage. Much. And you're always performing.
I'm so glad you got free.
From the marriage. Yes. 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 It was terrible.
I'm talking about, I'm ready to call the police on him just after our conversation.
He tried.
He did not try.
He tried he did the best he could, just like my mama did.
No, he did not do
yes,
the best
he did.
He
the people do the best they could because if they could do any better.
Some woman across town right now.
I do not care about that at all.
Stab him. I can't believe he wasted all this 8 years.
I know. He didn't even know what he had, poor thing.
Yes.
Right.
And look, and guess what? If he did learn, like let's say he in a new relationship and somebody has taken the time to like show him, and now he got the strength. He think about you all the time.
Girl, no, he don't.
Want to bring you. He want to come back for.
No, he doesn't.
One more time just to show you he finally got.
No, he does not. That is an incorrect assessment.
He like, I just want to redeem myself.
No, I don't think he cares. I think he's happy to have gotten away from me. I think that it was a good thing that we separated. We have 2 beautiful children. Where are you performing next?
I am performing.
Are we performing on the same show this weekend? Saturday?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, the deck show, which y'all can't come
That's
to.
Right.
Guys.
the private
I'm
show.
sorry you're not good enough for the sex show. But I am also performing. Guys, the best thing to do is to follow me on Instagram because I have so many shows. I am DEL Harrison. I literally have so many shows. One place I'm gonna be though too is I am also a singer with a band, and I'm going to be performing with my band at Stone Street, LA in Hollywood on Melrose and Formosa. That is on December 9th. Stone Street, LA, December 9th, 6:30 to 10:30. But follow me on Instagram because I have so many shows. So many stand-up shows, and I always post them on my story. So, I am Del Harrison. I am Del Harrison. I am Del Harrison.
And tell us about, you have a podcast. You have Up Late. What is it?
Oh, my word. I almost forgot to tell
Come on. I know.
Guys,
tell us about your...
Every Sunday, I'm on the radio. 108 Soul on iHeartRadio. Up Late with Sha and Del. You can we're on every Sunday, 10 p.m. West Coast, 10 p.m. East Coast, 7 p.m. West Coast, 9 p.m. right in the middle. So again, 108soul.com. It's also on iHeartRadio. You can also say, hey, Alexa, play 108 Soul. The show is called Up Late with Sha and Del, and it's Up Late TV show on IG. But Up Late with Sha and Del every Sunday, 10 p.m. East Coast, 7 p.m. West Coast, 9 p.m. right in the middle on 108soul.com. So, Lord.
It's a funny show. Y'all be cutting up on that show.
Girl, it is so funny and it's so inspirational. And we play the best music. And we always end with a prayer. We talk about Black excellence. We check in with our successes for the week. It's such a great show. It has so many great factors. So y'all check that out.
Yeah, go on all your social media platforms and follow Del Harrison. You can see her handle right on the screen at I am Del Harrison. That's 1 L and 2 R's in Harrison. Guys, if you want to support this podcast, you can buy some books from the host and the co-host. As you know, Samantha Abrams, myself, and my co-host, Dr. Brian King, have a couple things in common. Not only are we comedians, but we are also science authors. And so Dr. Brian King, I'll mention his first. His has been hanging in and out at the number one bestseller.
Wow.
For several weeks now.
That's
it's
awesome.
So awesome. The title of his book is The Art of Taking It Easy by Dr. Brian King. Go to Amazon. You can get the hardback, the paperback, or the ebook. And then I'm told that the audio book is available in other languages, but the English audio book will be available soon. And then my book, The Complete Player, which is really a humorous yet academic take on how our brains process sex, love, lust, addiction, and self-worth. And there it is. There's the cover. That's me on the cover, The Complete Player. You can also find it on Amazon. And yeah, if you want to support us, then go follow us. Go buy our books. Go watch Up Late with Del and your co-host
Sha. Up Late with Sha and Del.
Yeah, Sha and Del. And listen, we've gone over. This was fun.
This was so much fun.
This has been another case of the King-Abrams show. We out.
Straight up.
Okay, guys, we got this out. Good now. Nice. You did it.